What is up, my Mrs. Stars? My name is Star. Welcome back to my channel. It is not set up right. There we go. I know I haven't been publishing in a while. I'm gonna be doing a video tomorrow, but I just want to do this real quick. Are you guys fascinated by pirates? No? Kinda? Yes? Either way, I'm gonna teach you guys what it was like to be a pirate. But actually, no. When I was a kid, I was actually very interested in Blackbeard. If you guys don't know who Blackbeard is, well, he's a very famous pirate. He's actually called the Pirate King. And technically, he actually never killed anyone except for when he died, but we'll get there in a minute. First of all, he did have a ship named The Queen Anne's Revenge. If you guys seen the fourth pirate film, Pirates of the Caribbean film, then you probably already know this. But a lot of that stuff they said in the movie ain't really true. Yes, there's a white cap bay, I believe. But basically he would sink tons and tons and tons of ships. People say that, he would take slaves. Some slaves would be on a deserted island along with, the captain and other sailors. And the other slaves would join the crew, join Blackbeard's crew, and, serve under his command. So he hasn't... oh my god, okay, this has me. Okay. Anyways, so... basically, he was the most famous pirate of all time, and it goes on and on and on. I don't want to spoil everything. My whole life, or since I was like 13 years old, I studied Blackbeard. And what he looked like is he had a black beard, and he had like matches around his head, or his beard, either one you want to say. And, just to frighten other pirates or other merchants, sailors, or British, Spanish, French, you name it. And just strike fear. And they would surrender with basically not even going aboard. They would just surrender instantly because, what kind of person puts matches in their head and beard? I don't think anybody I know does that. But... that's what he did, and it stroked fear in anybody's eyes that, saw him. And let's move forward to his death. So this one's kind of complicated, so stay with me. It was a pirate and a British attack. I can't remember what the guy who killed him name was. I can't remember what his name was. Whatever his name is. So in movies, I don't know if this is true or not, but basically the person who killed Blackbeard was actually part of this crew at a time, left at a deserted island, was found by British people, and etc., etc. They found Blackbeard again, and what they did was they were sword fighting, as they do, and basically the beheading of Blackbeard, aka Blackbeard's death. So basically, he got shot like I think 8 times and stabbed like 7. I could be wrong on that, but he was pretty wounded, if you ask me. I don't think people would survive at that, but, apparently he did. And that's when they chopped his head off. And what they did after that was they put his head, this is the gross part, they put his head in front of the British ship. The stern, or, what's it called? I don't have a ship to show to you guys. But it's like, in front of the ship, there's that long pole that strikes through the water. They would put his head, hang his head on that to show every person that, hey, I killed the most famous pirate in the world. And it was Blackbeard. And nowadays that you hear about Blackbeard is, well, North Carolina finding all of the cannons, part of the ship. I believe pistols. I could be wrong on that, but I think they found a couple pistols. And I believe swords. But basically, it's really fascinating to just, read about, watch some movies about, and just learn a lot about him. Because he's the most famous pirate there ever has been. I should rephrase that. He was the most famous pirate there was. And he only lasted 2 years of being the most, deadly and the most, the pirate king kind of person before he, lost his head. And there was a book that kind of scared the crap out of me when I was little. Well, I was probably like maybe 10. But I was a kid, so it freaked me out, saying the ghost Blackbeard himself is still roaming the airs, looking for his head. Which, if that is true, Blackbeard, if you're watching this, you ain't finding your head anytime soon, buddy. Because it's probably disintegrated by now. Okay, anyways. So, doubt that's true. I'm not a big fan of, paranormal activity. I don't really like it because it's not true. Think about it. People coming back to life. Ghost roaming your house. Calling random numbers that no one will know. And if they call it, and you show it, and it actually answers, and when people call it, it doesn't answer, that means, uh-oh, I got lied to a YouTuber. So I don't do those things because it's not true. I would just be making it up, and I don't like making stuff up. So I was very fascinated by Blackbeard when I was a kid, and I should have done this a long time ago, but if you're fascinated by, let's say, if you're a fan of Pirates of the Caribbean, let's have that an example. And if you've seen the fourth one, you probably know a lot about Blackbeard already. But that's actually false. He did have a hideout in North Carolina. He did. I'll give him that. But they didn't show that he would put matches through his face, right? Yeah, they only showed, his beard. So, I used to think, I haven't seen the movie in a while. But I'm pretty sure they didn't show that. And there's no such thing as a fountain of youth. If there is, then it's probably gone. But anyways, so a lot of the things that movies tell you are and aren't true. And you can kind of tell which ones are true because it's pretty obvious that this one's true, this one's false. If you read books about pirates, they usually tell you every single detail about the pirate. I know you're like, oh, but I don't like to read, Nick. Well, Star Warp here. I should have said Star Warp. Anyway, Nick, Star Warp, whatever you want to call me. I'm just going to say my name. Nick, I don't like to read, or I love to read. I would love to do this or that. And I get it. I'm not a big reader myself, but I mean, pirates was my thing at the time, so it was a compromise. And I just loved everything about pirates. And it's just really fascinating. But, so you can tell from movies, they tell some truths and some lies. Only to keep you watching, so you can find out another lie or another truth. Which is, okay if you want a lot of lies and a lot of truths. If you want full-on truths, go to pirate or national history or discovery or whatever it's called. Books, TV shows, because they tell you literally everything. But movies, they kind of tell you lies. I'm not saying all of them, but I'm saying the majority of them. Because I've seen a lot of them, and I can tell which one's true and which one's not. But that's me. I don't know if that's for everyone. But that's me, and yeah. So if you want to get fascinated more about Blackbeard that I haven't really discussed, please feel free to go and buy pirate books that shows everything about Blackbeard or any other pirate. I probably will do one about Steve Bonnet or Captain Red, aka Aunt Bonnie. What's another one? Henry Morgan is actually up there as well. But etc. If you guys know a pirate that you want me to discuss, I'll look into it and I'll probably do a video on it. But other than that, I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.